this group ready to accomplish what he promised Abraham 400 years ago. Now, that is one of the keys to prophecy. Once God says something, he is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He doesn't forget what he says. Therefore, there came a time that what he prophesied to Abraham, he was ready to move a people into the fullness of that. Now, that's another joy of reading Ephesus. If you'll read the book of Ephesus and the book of Joshua together, you'll understand they're really about the same book. Because in Ephesus, it talks about that until everything is summed up. Now, things are being summed up all around us right now. That means prophecies that have been spoken, all of a sudden things have added up, and God is ready to move on those things. So get ready. You're going to see his movement this year in a way that you have never seen his movement. And yet, when he was ready to move them forward, he called them into war units. Now, that's what I love so much about being here. You've got the mother ship here, and then you've got all these other warring units that are connected here, and he is saying, get ready, I'm going to call you into a new place of worship this year. And then, remember in Deuteronomy 20, he said, now I've got laws of war. As long as you don't violate those laws of war, I will lead you into triumph. So in the midst of the tensions that we're living in, God already has a plan for our victory. Now, with that, you read the book of Daniel and you find that Daniel prophesied something. He prophesied there would come a time where the saints would be seated over the nations. Now, this coming year, we're going to see great national change. Great changes throughout nations. You cannot allow all the changes that go on to throw you out of your abiding place. See, the war that we really have is there's a war to get into your abiding place, and then there's a war to stay in your abiding place. Now, that's why Dr. Beulah and I knew we needed to have a book ready as we went into this season. Now, and as you look at your own life, you will see how you work in these 5 areas. First of all, there's familial or family tension. You have a family you're part of. Then there's a societal tension. I love that you're confronting some of the tension in this society to make it a sanctuary city. Then there's religious tension. I'm going to tell you all through the New Testament, what you really saw was a religious tension that was occurring. We're going to see it intensified this year. That's why you must know where you're seated and who you're connected with. It's very important this year. Then the political tension this year, I just want to encourage you to just take a deep breath and say, oh my. It's going to be bizarre. And don't let the political tension get you messed up in the familial tension with your family. And I think the enemy is always creating warfare in our economic structures. Now, so with that, always remember this, Ephesians 1 and 2. The real war is not the warfare that's going on around you, but that God is summing up things for triumph. Everybody say the word triumph. See, you want to think triumph. You want to walk in triumph. You want to move in triumph. You want to know that in these leadership tensions, you will triumph. In these political tensions, you will triumph. In these provisional tensions, you will triumph. And then here's something I want you to understand about this new era we're living in. It's supernatural. The supernatural has increased. We have always been a supernatural people, but the atmospheres around us have not been as supernatural as we are about to see. So you're going to have to see how to maneuver in the midst of the supernatural. And then, here's what's really happening. You find this in Ephesians 1 through 4. See, God said, and here's the mystery of Ephesians. God said, listen, I plan all those Gentiles to come in along with the Jews who are going to come to know me. And then I'm going to make them one new man. Now, you're going to see nations divide over this very thing. We're already seeing our nation divide over the one new man tension that God is bringing for this hour. And with that, he said, I won't have genders that are ruling. I'm going to use male and female. I won't have racial issues. You all come out of the same pot. Acts 17 says that. I'm not going to have sectarian issues. I'm going to raise up a remnant that knows how to worship, and they will be seen as the ruler of the atmosphere. Now poke somebody and say, I think he's talking about you. So, we're having a great time because we have to see the core of our society rebuilt. See, one of the things that happened to me, I came to know the Lord. I came to know the Lord when I was 11. I came to know Holy Spirit when I was 18. And from that day forward, I started immersing myself in the Word. Now, I've gone through lots of things with lots of people and lots of struggles. But what happened starting when I was 18, I started to build the core of my belief system. Now put your hand right here again. It is so important that the core of our belief center is in place this year. Think of a nuclear core. Think how you are going to get that core spirit man of yours built in such a way this year that no matter what situation you're in, you're going to radiate the energy that is necessary to change that situation. You're going to allow the Lord Himself, who's chosen to be at home in you, to rise up, open the door of your house, and you're going to speak forth. Now get ready. I want to say to all of us, the voice of the church is changing this year.
Who am I that the maker of heaven would love me and know me by name?